Cold winds howled across the Alaskan wilderness as Victor led Michael through the narrow tunnels beneath the hidden vampire city. The torches flickered on the stone walls, their flames bending in the draft like frightened souls. Michael's mind still reeled from what Kalian had told him. Half vampire, half werewolf, a legend cursed to bring war. Victor's voice echoed in the dim corridor. Kalian wasn't wrong, he said quietly. Your blood will change everything. Michael's steps slowed. Change or destroy. Victor didn't answer. At the end of the passage stood a reinforced door carved with strange runes. 2 vampire guards pushed it open, and a rush of icy air spilled out. Inside was a dimly lit chamber lined with maps and data screens. Human soldiers in dark uniforms worked alongside vampires, studying satellite images of the northern forests. Michael frowned. Humans? Here. Victor nodded. Not all humans hate us. Some know what hides in the dark, and they've chosen to fight beside us. A tall man in his 40s approached. His hair was steel gray, his jaw cut from stone, and his eyes carried the weight of too many secrets. Michael, meet Colonel Nathan Walker, Victor said. He commands the Shadow Division, humans who've known the truth for decades. Walker extended his hand. Welcome to the other side of the world, son. We keep monsters from tearing humanity apart. Guess what? We're failing. Michael hesitated but shook his hand. You're helping vampires? Walker smirked. We help whoever stops the killing. Some vampires understand restraint. Rayford's kind don't. On the wall, a large holographic map displayed multiple glowing red dots scattered across North America. A woman's voice cut through the hum of machinery. Those are blood activity spikes, she said. Each one marks a feeding cluster. Michael turned to see Dr. Adrian Cross, a human geneticist in a white lab coat, tapping on a screen. Her expression was sharp, analytical. Victor introduced her. Dr. Cross studies the hybrid strain. She's the reason we know you're unique. Adrian looked Michael up and down like a specimen. You're not just a hybrid. You're stable. That's impossible. Michael stiffened. I don't feel stable. Exactly, she muttered, scribbling notes. Your cells regenerate like a vampire's, but react to lunar cycles like a werewolf's. The equilibrium shouldn't exist. It's as if nature itself chose you. Before Michael could respond, alarms blared through the chamber. The map erupted in crimson light. Walker barked orders. Sector 7. That's near the glacier border. Victor's eyes narrowed. Rayford's scouts. Dr. Cross cursed under her breath. They've found the city. Outside, the wind sharpened into a blizzard as Michael, Victor, and Walker's strike team emerged from the underground gate. Snow whipped against their faces, visibility near zero. The faint red glow of the emergency lights illuminated the armored trucks lined in formation. Walker handed Michael a rifle. Silver bullets won't kill a vampire, but they'll slow him down. You aim for the heart, I'll handle the rest. Michael shook his head. I don't need weapons. Victor glanced at him. He's right. His claws are sharper. Walker raised an eyebrow. Remind me never to shake your hand again. They advanced through the storm. Suddenly dark silhouettes appeared on the ridge, dozens of them, eyes glowing crimson. Victor drew his blade. They're not scouts. They're executioners. The first vampire lunged. Michael caught it mid-air, twisted its neck and slammed it into the snow. His reflexes blurred between human grace and beast fury. He moved too fast for the eye to follow, one moment tearing through attackers, the next dodging bullets of ice. Colonel Walker watched in awe. Holy hell, he's a weapon, Victor shouted. Focus! They're testing his limits. Within minutes, the ridge was littered with ash and torn snow. But before they could breathe, the ground cracked open beneath them. From the fissure rose a figure cloaked in black steel armor, his presence radiating dread. Victor whispered, No, it can't be him. The armored vampire removed his helmet, revealing pale gray skin and lifeless silver eyes. Victor, he said in a deep metallic voice, you remember me. Victor stepped back. Lucien. Michael's gaze shifted between them. Who is he? Victor's tone hardened. Rayford's creation. A vampire forged from human experimentation. He's the new breed. Lucien smiled faintly. You could say I'm evolution perfected. And you? His eyes locked on Michael. You're an abomination. Before anyone could move, Lucien vanished in a blur and reappeared behind Michael, striking with inhuman speed. Michael countered, their blows echoing like thunder. Snow erupted around them as their powers collided. Fangs and claws, blood, and ice. Victor and Walker's team retreated, firing rounds at approaching vampires, but Lucien's strength was overwhelming. He hurled Michael across the field. Tell me, hybrid, when you bleed, which half dies first? Michael rose, growling, eyes blazing gold and crimson together. Let's find out. He launched forward, and their clash shattered the ridge. Hours later, inside the underground city, chaos spread. Wounded vampires were carried on stretchers. Dr. Cross rushed through corridors, checking vitals. Walker reported to Kalian. We lost half the perimeter. Lucien's forces withdrew, but they'll be back. Kalian's voice trembled with rage. Rayford sent his weapon to test our walls. Next time, he'll send an army. Victor stumbled in, supporting Michael, who was barely conscious, his body marked with strange glowing veins. Dr. Cross gasped. His hybrid cells are destabilizing. She injected him with a serum that hissed on contact. Michael's breathing steadied, but his eyes stayed dim. Walker folded his arms. If that thing comes again, we won't survive. Kalian looked at Victor. Then we strike first. Victor hesitated. We can't risk open war. The humans will notice. Kalian slammed his hand on the table. They already have. The world is changing, Victor. The shadows are no longer safe. The colonel stepped forward. If you want to fight Rayford, you'll need us. My team's seen enough. Count the Shadow Division in. For the first time in centuries, vampires and humans shared a battle plan. And in a quiet medical chamber, Michael opened his eyes, half gold, half crimson, and whispered, I saw something in Lucien's mind. Rayford's building an army beneath the ice. Victor froze. Then the war has already begun. The chamber trembled with the echo of Michael's words. Rayford's building an army beneath the ice. Kalian stared at him, the lines of age and dread deepening around his crimson eyes. Victor stepped closer. How do you know that? Michael rose from the cot, his skin faintly luminescent, veins pulsing with two colors, scarlet and gold. When Lucien struck me, he said, our minds connected for a moment. I saw caverns, thousands of cocoons hanging from the ceiling. Something's growing inside them. Dr. Cross blanched. Cocoons? Michael nodded. They looked alive. Victor's voice lowered to a growl. He's making spawn. Kalian paced the floor. Then Rayford has crossed a line even the elders feared. He's using the ancient virus. Walker frowned. Virus? Adrian pulled a tablet from her pocket, bringing up diagrams. A centuries-old strain discovered in vampire blood. It mutates any species it touches, vampire, human, or wolf. It doesn't create life, it creates soldiers. Walker swore under his breath. If he's mass-producing them, we'll be outnumbered before the first shot. A council of war gathered that night in the high house. Flickering torches cast tall shadows across the stone walls. Holographic maps hovered above the table, showing tunnels, glaciers, and red zones expanding northward. Kalian, Victor, Michael, Dr. Cross, and Colonel Walker stood around it. This, Kalian said, pointing at the map, is the Cryostone Rift, an ancient volcano sealed under miles of ice. The perfect fortress. Walker crossed his arms. You want us to march in there? Victor replied. No. We'll infiltrate first. Destroy the cocoons before they hatch, Adrian added. And I can set charges to collapse the cavern roof. Without sunlight, ice is the only thing that can trap them. Michael studied the glowing map. Then we'll bury them alive. Kalian looked at him. You'll lead the strike, Michael. You're the only one who can survive their toxin. Michael hesitated. What if I lose control again? Victor laid a hand on his shoulder. Then I'll bring you back. Walker exhaled slowly. All right, hybrid. You've got a team? Shadow Division, Victor's squad, and me. We move before dawn. Hours later, black choppers cut through the blizzard, their lights swallowed by endless white. The world below was nothing but snow and silence. Inside the lead aircraft, Michael sat between Victor and Walker. gripping the steel bench as the rotor blade screamed. Walker leaned over the comm. Approaching cryostone coordinates. Temperature -60, radiation minimal, visibility 0. The pilot's voice crackled through static. Copy that. Dropping in 5. Victor fastened his harness. Welcome to hell, gentlemen. They jumped. The wind hit like a hammer, freezing relentless. Parachutes flared open, and within moments they were swallowed by darkness. Michael landed first, sinking knee-deep in snow. The others touched down behind him, weapons ready. Ahead loomed a wall of ancient ice. Cracks ran across it like veins of glass, glowing faintly blue from the moonlight. Victor approached and pressed, his palm to the surface. There's something behind it. Michael drew in a breath, focused, and slammed his hand into the ice. It shattered like glass, revealing a hidden tunnel descending into blackness. They switched on headlamps and stepped inside. The air was thick, metallic, like breathing old blood. The tunnel opened into an enormous cavern. The ceiling stretched high above, filled with thousands of pulsating cocoons suspended by black veins. Each one glowed faintly red. Dr. Cross whispered, "Oh my God." "They're incubating." Victor scanned the area. "No guards," Walker replied. "Too easy." As if on cue, a voice echoed from the shadows. "Of course it is." Lucien emerged from the dark, armor gleaming like obsidian. Michael stepped forward. "You're guarding them," Lucien smirked. "Guarding? Number. I'm waiting." Before Walker could give an order, Lucien raised his hand. The cocoons began to vibrate. One by one, they tore open, and the creatures inside fell to the ground, pale, winged, with glowing eyes and jagged fangs, half-formed vampires, half something else. Dr. Cross gasped. "He merged them with human DNA." Lucien's voice thundered. "Behold the Necrovine. Perfect soldiers. No hunger, no fear." Victor unsheathed his sword. "You've damned them all." Lucien lunged. The battle exploded. Walker's troops fired, bullets slicing through the air, sparks lighting the cavern. The hybrid screeched, leaping through gunfire, tearing at armor. Victor decapitated one, its body turning to ash. Michael unleashed his power. He moved like lightning, tearing through the Necrovine, each strike a blur of fury. But Lucien met him head-on, blades clashing with a sound that shook the ice. Their fight was a storm. Every impact sent shockwaves through the cavern. Lucien struck deep, his sword cutting through Michael's side. The hybrid stumbled, blood hissing as it hit the snow. Michael roared and unleashed his full transformation. When he spoke, it was with two voices, one human, one beast. He smashed Lucien into the ground, sending cracks racing through the cavern floor. Meanwhile, Dr. Cross planted the last of the charges along the support columns. 3 minutes to detonation, she shouted. Walker covered her flank, firing at the remaining Necrovine. Move! Move! Victor struggled toward Michael and shouted, "We have to go." Lucien laughed even as blood poured from his wounds. "You think this will stop Rayford? I am only his shadow." Michael looked down at him, then vanished. He drove his claws through Lucien's chest. The armored vampire screamed as his body burst into ash. "Charges ready," Dr. Cross called. "Everyone out." They sprinted through the tunnel, snow and ice collapsing around them. As they reached the exit, the cavern exploded in a roar of light. The ground buckled, the mountain split, and a column of red flame erupted into the sky. The shockwave hurled them into the snow outside. For a moment, there was silence, only the wind and the distant groan of dying earth. Walker slowly stood. "Is it over?" Victor looked toward the collapsing ridge. "For now." Michael, breathing heavily, gazed at the burning horizon. Lucien said he was just a shadow. Then what's coming next? Back in the underground city, days passed in uneasy calm. The wounded healed. The dead were mourned. Kalian declared the mission a victory, but Michael could feel the truth gnawing inside him. One night he awoke from a dream drenched in sweat. Voices whispered in his head, thousands of them, chanting through the dark. "Come north, come to the source." He stumbled to the balcony overlooking the frozen expanse. In the distance, a pillar of red light burned across the northern horizon. Victor joined him quietly. "You see it too?" Michael nodded. "Rayford's fortress," Victor sighed. Then Lucien was right. Rayford's not hiding under the ice. He's waking something inside it. Walker entered the hall still in uniform. Satellite picked up a surge near the pole. That light? It's an energy signature we can't explain. Dr. Cross followed, eyes wide. It's biological. Whatever's under there. It's alive. Kalian approached them all. Then the war begins sooner than we thought. Michael turned to face the group, his voice steady. Then we prepare. I'll go north. I'll end this before it spreads. Victor placed a hand on his shoulder. You won't go alone. Walker loaded his rifle. Shadow Division's coming too. Kalian looked each of them in the eye. Then so be it. From this day forth, light and darkness stand together.